Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing great. In this tutorial, we're gonna learn C# programming language, and we first start with some basics, and after that, more advanced concepts. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget to subscribe it. And if you enjoy the video and find it useful, please like it. It will be a great support. Okay, let's get started. First, we see some basic concepts like printing something, or we get familiar with different types of variables and how to make comments and these fundamentals. Okay, first we create a project. We look for a console application. You can write it, you can search for it right here and click on next. Okay, we choose a name. First, project. Okay, and then we create the project. As you see here, there are some namespaces. These namespaces contain some various classes, and sometimes we use the methods of these classes in our programming. And don't actually panic. It's not a big deal. We will learn them in the future. But now you have to bear in mind that whatever we write it between these two curly brackets, and whatever is right here will be executed. Okay. First we want to output something. For example, we want to show a sentence. What we do, we here write console dot write line. We can use write or write line. These two methods are in the console class. And if you're not familiar with classes, don't worry, just pay attention. Here we use a write line. If you use write line, whatever you write, write it in the next line. And if you use write, this will write whatever you want on the one line. Okay, I will show you an example here. Okay, here we use write line. Between these quotation marks, you write, for example, hello world. Don't forget to put semicolon at the end of the sentence, and actually at the end of each line. And let's execute this code. We press start here. Okay, as you saw, it disappeared immediately, and you didn't have a chance to see what happened. So in order to avoid this issue, we write console dot read key here. By writing this line, the program waits until I press a button so that you can see what is written on the console window. Let's execute it again. Here you see hello world. Okay, I press a button and it disappeared. Okay, let's write another line. Console that's write line, and let's say welcome to my channel. And if I execute this code, you see each sentence is written in a separate line. Okay, in order to have them in one line, you can write console dot write. Okay, say checking sentence. Okay, we write another line just to copy. Okay, let's write the remaining. Okay, here we execute the code. As you saw, what we wrote here, we have misspelling, and as you see, you can see whatever we write in a console.write is written in just one line. So this is the difference between write line and write. Okay, let's see how we can leave comments on our program. Okay, so if you want to write a comment here, we use double slash, right, like this, and we write whatever you want. This is a comment. So this line will not be executed because it is written because at the beginning of the sentence we have two slashes. Okay, and if you want to for example comment a line, you just need to just add two backslash at the beginning of the sentence, you see. Okay, and here if you want to make multiple line, comment multiple lines, you can use these symbols. You can use a slash and star, and here you see whatever is after it is made comment. So if you want to end, for example, I want to make these two lines, you see these two lines comments, so I just need to write star and slash. Okay, here we see these two lines are comment only. These two lines are comment because of the two backslashes. These two lines are comment because of these symbols, this one and this one. And there are also another way. Let's see how it is. If you want to comment a line, just one line or two lines, you can select them and use this icon here, right here, comment them, and you see they are now comments. And if you want to uncomment them, again you choose them, you select them and press this, and they are actually executable again. Okay, let's see what data types we have here. We have various types of variables, and for example we have int, we write int, it represents integer, and we have float, we have double or char, and we have string. Okay, I'll tell you one by one what these are. Okay, here we have, first of all, we see integer. If you want to store an integer in a variable, you use this syntax, use int, and you write the name of your integer. For example, I write a counter. Okay, you see we have a variable which its type is integer, and if you want to assign and amount in this variable, you write counter equals, for example, u4. Okay, now if you want to demonstrate this, if you want to see the value of counter, if you want to print it, use again console dot write line. Here you just need to write the name of the variable counter. Okay, and if you execute this code, you see 4 is written here. You can add whatever you want before this counter. For example, we add a sentence like the amount of variable is, for example, like this. You have to use plus here, don't forget to put plus here, and if if you execute this code, you see the amount of variable is 4. Okay, and the second one, if you want to know the size of integer, the size of integer is 4 bytes, and the next one is long. You can use long, for example, counter 2, for example, and you can assign a number. If you want to assign large numbers, you have to use long, because there are some limits and you cannot assign a number which is above the specific limits. So if your number is larger than an integer, you have to use long. Okay, so here, for example, this is an example. We use here counter 2 equals for example this number, and you can again print it. Just need to change it to counter 2, and now you can execute the code, and as you see, it is written here. Okay, the next data type is float. Float is used to store fractional numbers, and it is sufficient for storing 6 to 7 decimal digits. If you want to store a number with more digits up to 15, you have to use double. Okay, this is float, and we have another one called double. Okay, for example, float counter 3, and we have double counter 4. These are just names. You can use whatever you want. You can name them whatever you want, and we need to assign a value. For example, we assign counter 3 equal 56.68. okay, and you can see what will happen. Oh, we have an error. Okay, as you see here, we have an error. What it said, it says that you have to put an F here in order to make it recognizable for the compiler to be able to compile that. If you just write 56.68, it will be considered as double, and you have to put an F here. You have to put F here to make it clear that this number is float. Okay, so now if you execute it again, you see this is written right here. And if you assign a fractional number to a double variable, see here, a variable which is type is double, I mean, you don't need to put anything. At the end of the code, you see, for example, 89.63. Here you see there is no error. You can add 4 here to be, you look at here, yeah, that is written right here. Okay, the next data type is Boolean. We write bool here, and you choose a name, for example, check. Okay, this data type just stores false or true. In another word, it is just 1 bit, and you can store 1 or 0 in this variable, and we use it in various ways. I will show you in the future. And okay, you can for example assign check equals to true, and you can print it as others. Okay, another one is char. This is another data type. This is stored just 1 character. For example, we choose the name character. Okay, and we can store a here, and you can write it. You can and you can print it here, character, You see, A is written. Well, the last data type that I want to introduce is string. We use it too much and it is used frequently. And we choose, for example, we choose the name as name. Okay, this is the name of a variable, and I can assign here. I write, for example, C# programming language. Okay, and I can like other types of like other data types, I can print it, write name here, and it doesn't make sense, I omit this, but you can you can write whatever you want between these two quotation marks. Okay, I just delete them and I start, and you see this is written. If you want to store a string in a variable, you have to declare its type as a string. Okay, in the next episode we're gonna learn how to get an input from a user, and we will be familiar with data, with typecasting and various operators, and if we have time we will take a look at a math class and I show you how to use it. Okay, if you like the video, don't forget to like it, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, don't forget to subscribe it. Bye for now.